To begin the process of creating a sales order for use with Passport stock, you can begin by either coming up to the Orders ribbon at the top and choosing Sales Order, or by coming to the List/Orders folder in the folder tree, expanding that, and then choosing Stock Sales Order from there, or finally by coming over to the Sales Order icon that's located in the Life Cycle and selecting it from there. Once on the Stock Sales Order screen, the first step will be to click the New button in the top right. Next, you'll specify the order date. The default date will always be the day that you're creating the sales order. However, if you need to change that, you can click on the drop-down menu for the calendar, and then select the order date from the calendar itself. Next, you'll specify the sales order number, and that can be done by either activating a barcode generator, which will sit just to the right of the sales order text box, and that will provide sequential numbers for each new sales order. Or if you want to key that information in, you can simply type that into the sales order text box here. Once you've generated the order date and the sales order number, the next step is to specify the issuee who will be receiving the items on this sales order. To specify the issuee, you can either click into the issuee box here and type that information in so that it auto-populates it and you can select it from a list, or you can click the drop-down menu and select it directly from the list there. Or if you don't see the issuee listed in that drop-down menu, you can click this green and white plus button, add the new issuee into the system, and then save that information. If you want to search through a list of available issuees that are already in the system, click the magnifying glass, and then you can either search for a specific issuee or scroll through a list of issuees, select the one you want by checking the box, and then choosing the Select and Return button. After selecting the issuee, the next step is to choose the address where this will be shipped to. This can be done by, again, selecting it from the drop-down menu, or adding an additional ship to address by clicking the plus button, filling out the new address and then saving that, or by clicking on the magnifying glass, and that again will let you search through a list of available addresses in the system, allow you to choose the one you'll want, and then select the Select and Return button to add that to the sales order itself. After specifying the ship to address, the next step is to specify the line items or stock items that are actually going to be on this sales order. To do this, you can click into the stock item drop-down menu and start typing that stock item number so that you can just select it from the list as it begins to auto-populate. Or you can add an additional stock item by clicking on the magnifying glass, creating that new stock item, and then saving that. You can also search through a list, again, of available inventory items or stock items by clicking on the magnifying glass and either searching for a specific stock number or scrolling through a list of all of the stock numbers you have, choosing the one you'll need by checking the box and then choosing the Select and Return button. And finally, you can just click on the drop-down menu itself and scroll through the list there as well. Once you've specified the quantities that are going to be shipped out on this sales order, you can then verify the unit price. If there is no unit price, you can simply add that in. Or if the unit price has been defined on the item itself, then that information will simply carry over to the sales order. Once you've confirmed the quantity, you can also specify whether or not this is going to be a taxable item by checking the box or unchecking the box if it's not a taxable item. Finally, just verify the quantities that are going to be issued from your inventory, and at that point, you can also confirm the total that's going to be billed on this sales order. If you need to make any additions for shipping, you can go ahead and add those in, and we can see that it'll recalculate that total price. And that applies for any discounts you're adding in, other adjustments, as well as a tax rate that you can set for this particular sales order. If you need to make any note on the sales order, the Notes tab will allow you to create a note specifically about this customer, the sales order, or perhaps even the line items on this. Once you've completed all this information and have the sales order filled out, click the button that says Save in the top right. And finally, once you've saved the sales order, we can now see here below the sales order we've just created, and in the split window above, we can see the line items that have been added to that sales order. You can always make changes to the sales order by clicking the Edit button, making any modifications that you'll need, and then choosing the Update button to save that. Or you can print the sales orders out by clicking the Print button, And here we can see a printed version of the sales order, which includes our sales order number, who the items are being billed to, as well as where they're being shipped, and then of course the line items on that sales order with the overall total. To create any new sales order, just start by clicking the New button, and then repeat that same process. Once you're done, click Save, and then you'll have created and then a new sales order will be created and saved in Passport.